Yeah, here we are again, bro, for the win. You already know.
That's
8
right.
p.m. Thursday, CSTs. What's going on? What's going on, Dante?
What's going on, Raul? How you doing today?
Hey, man, I'm doing all right, bro. Saw all sorts of stuff flying around today in social media, bro. The level of drama in this community does not fail to surprise me, man. Amazing.
Never
amazing, bro. Forever, ever. Yeah. You gotta love it, man. Yo, Dante. So what's the topic today, man? What are we rolling with?
Topic today is gonna be kennels, runs, and tie-outs. It's gonna be great conversation. You know, we're gonna get your insight on how you feel. Of course, we're gonna get my insight. We're gonna take the chat's insight, and we're gonna see who got the best, debate, who got the best argument for whoever feels which way we should go.
That's it, man. And that's for those of you that are tuning in. This is just our second episode of For the Win. And basically what's going to happen is Dante and I are going to go back and forth on subject matter, debate. You guys could join in as well. In fact, we're going to drop the live link. So if any of you are brave enough to jump in there, hey, more power to you. But at the end of it, within this channel, if you go to our community page, I'm going to go ahead and drop a text poll. I know last week I had dropped the ball, but right now I'm going to type in who won the debate, right? So I'm going to put Dante, or Raul, right? And so it's already been dropped. All you got to do is head over there and vote, depending as to when you feel like you want to vote, depending on the debate that we're currently having, man. Hey, let's check out the comments here real quick. Let's see what's up, man. We got Furman Broom. What's good? My Q fam, go ahead and like and share and live now so we can spread the love. Appreciate you, bro. Number love. Good evening, Sid 1026. We got Instarata in the house. Jacob Bonner. Howdy, fam. What's up, man? Coach Karen. Hello, fam. Hope everyone is doing amazing. Absolutely. Sulema Santiago. Hello. We got Quick Town Dogo. What's up, fam? From the Dogo world. We got Dogo world up in here, bro. You got to love it. Infamous. What's up, Bully fam? Excited for this debate. Well, listen, Infamous, don't just be excited. We're going to drop the link. I want you guys to go ahead and jump on and join us. I am seeing here we're having some sort of technical issue with okay, let me just, I'm sorry. I'm just updating this on QB&K Interactive so it could be live over there, guys. Coach Karen says, sounds like you two were getting in trouble before it started. No, actually, I was telling Dante, I was reading some stuff that was going on online. Just drama, just a lot of drama, unfortunately. Pinnacle Bullies, good evening, all from North Carolina. Number love, you already know to become a member, guys. Kyle's letting you know. You could go down to the link below, or you could get that very link he is dropping right then and there and join us. All right. Also, keep in mind, the only multivitamin that we're using is NuVet and New Joint DS. Our code is 513237. You must put in a code because you can't buy this in stores, guys. So you must put in a code. Otherwise, they don't let you buy it, man. It's just that simple. All right. What's up? Hades the Pocket. Pa in the building. Let's go. Ready for all good arguments. All right, man. Let's get this thing started. Brahman. What's up, everybody? Nothing much, man. Nothing but love for you guys. I don't know why our numbers are so low today for some crazy reason. We're just, I don't know if you guys didn't get the notification or you're coming in late. Whatever the case may be, man. Let's get this thing started. So tell you what, Dante, do you want me to just go ahead and post up the picture of what we're talking about and we can debate on it? Or do you want to talk about it first and then I'll bring up the pictures? Up to you.
We can drop the pictures first and then we can go right into it.
All right. You want me to drop them randomly or you want me to drop them in order?
You can drop randomly.
All right. So, whoa, what happened? Oh, we just lost Dante. Okay, he back. All right, man. We lost you there for half a second. All right, man. So look, boom, there it is. Today we're going to be talking about setups like Dante was telling you, setups and runs and tie downs. This right here seems like a very basic setup. I would dare to say I like it because I see that it's using using what we call here in Texas pig fence, basically. And that's that. What is it? 2x4. Them little squares, 2 inches wide by 4 in height. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't like the wood though. I feel like it's not. I don't like the wood. And in addition to that, if you are going to use wood and you're going to do this design, I would recommend to reinforce one more time in the middle. I'm just saying, if you're going to be dealing with big dogs, big old dogs that are weighing 120, 140, 150, this may not be it. That's just my thoughts. What are your thoughts on this, Dante?
I like it. I think it can be, like I said, reinforced, even with the wood. I think you can do some things with that to where it can be really reinforced for a big dog. The only thing I would want to add that you didn't mention was probably a roof. I don't think having just that dog house in there would be enough. I do like the gravel, but I definitely want to add a roof to it for sure.
You know what else? You know what else I would add to that? Definitely a roof, and it doesn't even have to be the whole area. It could be in a particular section, like maybe a corner or something like that. But in addition to that, I would like to see fencing, maybe even chicken wire that goes all the way at the bottom and then comes in about a foot towards the dog, just in case they want to dig, and I will go ahead and stake that down. Just in case the dog wants to dig, they won't get through it. Because the way it's set up right there, bro, I can tell you, I got a couple of diggers that will get right through there like it's nothing, man, like straight up.
Okay, since you say that, then, could you drop the picture of the tie out? Because, of course, that's what we're going to talk about as well.
Okay. So is this good right here for you?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
So would you prefer a tie out in a situation like that, since that you have a dog that is a digger?
You're gonna laugh, man. You're gonna laugh. For as long as I bred, I've never used a tie out. I have never used it. Doesn't mean that I don't like it. It's just that from the very beginning, I had enough property, and when we set up the facility, we did the fencing. Mm-hmm. I got nothing against tie outs, but I will say this about tie outs that I really like, and that is, I think. Recently we dropped a video, an emergency video, showing the things that you need for an emergency. And right. I felt that a tie out is one of those things that you truly need. Because think about it. You show up to a shelter with your dog, right? You got all these people there, all this stuff going on. If you're able to even get in your vehicle, drive maybe a block or two down and set it up, it gives your dog so much more freedom. They can relieve themselves. I just see a lot of beneficial things for it, even though I haven't used it personally. Have you ever used one?
Yes, I have. I used it for a few dogs.
Okay.
And that's kind of why I asked it too, because some may not agree with using a tie out for a lot of different reasons.
Okay.
And I hear you say you never used against using one, but is there, I would say, like, have you heard the objectives to tie outs, and do you agree with some of them? Like, are you opposed to have?
No, I'm not opposed to it. Like I said, I speak on my experience on whatever, and I haven't used it. However, like I told you, doing my research, I found, again, this is just from the book, not from my experience. I found that tie outs could be very beneficial. If in an emergency situation, I don't know if personally I want to have this on a permanent basis.
Why not?
I don't know, man. One of the things that would make me not want to have it on a permanent basis would be if I see the dog running full speed and then, getting yanked. That's definitely not going to be something that I want to see on a regular basis or for long-term basis. Also, I don't know, man. I feel like the dog needs to be free. And what I mean by free, I mean like, not having a cord or a leash or anything tied to him. let them be free, let them run, even if it is in a fenced-in area. I feel that the dog, for their own psychology, is going to feel more free. Again, this is completely theoretical. I've never used it. I might use it one day, and all of a sudden, everything I just said goes out the window.
Gotcha. I would think more of a safety precaution when you think of a tie out of a situation like how you said. In certain kennel situations, if you don't have no concrete barriers or like say chicken wire going into the ground where that dog can't dig up under there, you might have a dog that constantly tries to dig out, or you have in certain situations, some bullies are very athletic, they'll climb over gates. And so that could be a hazard as well.
Yeah, they could hang themselves basically, right?
Correct.
I never even thought about that. Good point.
Exactly. So that's why I feel like I say, well, in Georgia, in my county in particular, you're not allowed to have a dog tethered to anything longer than 12 hours in a day. So if you're caught doing that, it's by law that, you'll get a fine for that. And then I just remember it been a lot of pushback about that law because some people felt like you said, it maybe for some dogs, it's not deserved to be looked upon as far as permanent. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it is for only certain situations, like say in an emergency. I would tend to more agree to the side of you can use it for permanent because it's just like a kennel. When you talk about being free as far as space, you get just as much space. You know what I'm saying? And as far as the restraint, now if I did witness my dog, like you say, pulling to the point where it's about to choke itself, then that's something that I have to reconsider. But even when you're walking your dog on a leash, it's for a reason. It's so you can have that dog close to you to have that certain type of restraint. It's a safety precaution for your dog because you don't want them to go too far. And it's a lot more convenient on your pockets where you don't have to build these enormous setups and you can just have a tie out because it's simple. You can put it from one tree to another, or you can go get two poles and put them up together and you can put that tie out. Then now you're not spending as much money on all the material that we were explaining earlier as far as fencing, chicken wire, wood.
I don't know. I think from an economic standpoint, if you're getting a dog and you're making a financial decision to put a tie out, I don't know. I don't think that that's the right reasoning as to why you're putting up the tie out. Don't get me wrong, man. If it's practical, if it solves your issues, who am I to question that? But if you're gonna get a dog and because you don't have a yard or you don't want to spend the money on putting up the fencing, I just don't feel that should be the reason. If that's the case, don't get the dog to begin with. That's just me.
If you get a dog, say you're trying to become a breeder, it's still a business. So at some point, you still have to understand that it's an overhead in this. So if I understand that I can save maybe $3,000 on buying the material to set up a kennel setup, opposed to spending $50 on a tie out, then that's still just business in what I'm trying to do.
So let me ask you this. So you're bringing it to a business standpoint. So I'm going to talk to you from a business standpoint, right?
Okay.
So how many dogs are you going to get? Say you got 6 dogs. All right. How many are you going to tie out all 6 dogs? Like, to me, that's a bit extreme.
Why is it extreme?
Because the dog is restrained. The dog is restrained pretty much 24/7. That's what I would be against. Is if you're now, if you're going to the park and for an hour or two, you're going to put them on that. That's great. If it's an emergency situation, that's great. If you're traveling and you need it so the dog relieves themselves, that's fine. But for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you got 4, 5, 6 dogs in your yard on a tie out. I don't know, man. Honestly, like that, I just don't see where that's even right. Because that would also prevent interactions between the dogs, because I can only imagine you can't put the tie outs where the dogs are able to do this, because if not, every day when you show up, they're gonna be tied to each other, right? I would think.
Yeah. Correct. But you're saying like you're saying, if it's 24 hours a day, but you could treat it just like you would treat a kennel setup. If your dogs are in the kennel all day and then you let them out to play with each other, it would be the same as if they've been on a leash and then you let them off the leash to play with each other in your yard as well.
I don't know, man. To me, and again, this is just from an eyeball standpoint. It seems like it's it's like restraint fatigue. Like if I put the leash on the dog, right, to let them to make them walk with me or whatever, like the dog's like, dude, I've been on a freaking leash all day, and then on top of that, so I can get a little freedom, you're gonna put a little leash on me? I don't know. I just rather see my dogs just running free, man. That's just me. That's just me. I'm gonna hit another random picture. All right. So guys, would you say that this crate is appropriate for this dog's size? Would you say it's appropriate or not for that dog's size? Do you believe in crate training, Dante?
I do. I definitely believe in crate training.
Okay.
It's one of those things, like you just said. It's something that I actually use, and I don't agree with it being a 24-hour thing. I don't believe in creating a bird dog. And when I say a bird dog, it's like a bird in a cage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe in that. I don't believe that you should buy a kennel just to keep that dog in that kennel for a longevity of time, or when you punish your dog, that's where your dog is going. I don't agree with that as well.
Well, Dante, I got to stop you there for a second, bro, because our show has its first guest all the way from Nicaragua. We got Von Ragnar, bringing him on. Von Ragnar.
Yo, what's good, Raul? What's good, Dante?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good, bro. I'm listening to y'all, man. I'm here out with the dogs cleaning out the poop. Just showing y'all a little bit of the setup when we moved. Raul, you know that we've been building for a minute.
Yeah.
So we did 7 kennels. We only got 2 dogs right now. 2 of the foundation females died. Right now, I'm in one of the.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It is what it is. It comes with the territory. Okay. So this is probably about 2 meters by 2 meters. I don't know if you can see the flooring that good, but half of it is concrete and half of it is dirt with gravel.
Okay.
Now, the gravel, I did it for in the future when the puppies are born. I want to make sure that they have uneven ground, so that, we don't mess up their aplomos, their whatchamacallit, their
pastures. Their
pastures. There you go. They don't mess up their pastures. The thing that I've seen, even with just these 2, and they only stay there when they eat, and that's it, or when it rains, right? Other than that, they're outside. I don't know if you can see Uma and Ragnar's all the way over there. They're always outside. The pea gravel, I find that I always got to be replacing it. Like, I constantly got to replace it because they're always digging. Yeah, and when I clean out the poop, it's like I got to replace it. So that's one of the downsides that I see with that.
Yeah, it is. That is the main downside. But I will tell you, if you want correct pasterns, you want strong pasterns, that's the price you got to pay, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, it's pretty basic. It's 2 by 2, 2 meters by 2 meters. They're only there when they eat. Other than that, they stay outside always. We got 600 square meters here. So
let me ask you a couple of questions, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
What is I know the breed you breed, but can you tell everyone what's the breed that you're breeding?
Rottweilers. Let me see if you can see them. I don't know if you can see her. There's Uma. There's the female. One of the females, and Ragnar is here. He's over here. So Rottweilers. Yeah, you could barely see him.
Yeah, he's black. Obviously.
That's the idea. In the dark, I don't want nobody to be able to see my dogs. Nice protection, black dogs, black and tan. If you come in, by the time you see them, it's too late.
It's too late.
So, exactly. That's the idea, man.
All right, man. So let me ask you this. Because I know you're all the way down in Nicaragua, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How long did it take you to build those 6 kennels?
That was the first thing. When we moved here with the plan of breeding. So where we were at like, let's say 3 times less than where we're at right now. So we built the kennels first, and then we built the house. We're still building the house, so we built the kennels first. That took, I don't know, like a month and a half, a couple of $1,000. It's concrete, metal, and fencing, and they got a roof, and they have their canal. I don't know if you can see when it rains.
Yes, the water. The
yeah,
gutter.
exactly.
Yeah, it's got
There you go, the gutter.
Okay, so
Yeah,
let
exactly.
me ask you this: in that city where you're at, what's the temperature like? What's the temperature right now?
It's like Miami.
Like Miami.
It's like Miami. Yeah. It's like Miami.
Are you going to set up some fans in there? Because I know in Miami you're usually getting around 85 to 90 degree with 100%.
I mean, not really, because again, they're only there when they eat, or like, let's say right now that we're in the middle of construction, when the people come in to do their work, I'll put them there for a little bit. Other than that, they stay outside, and everything that you see that's like dirt, that's going to be with grass. So they stay outside, and it's cool right now, even though it's hot weather. We're in the summer. It's pretty cool. It's pretty chill. So yeah, they're only there for eating time.
Excellent. And listen, Dante, I know you don't know this, but we actually have a Spanish channel as well, and we were doing lives there. And Von Ragnar would come on all the time. Bro, congratulations on your growth. Congratulations on putting your dog's existence before anything by setting up your facilities. You're letting the world know what your true intentions are. To me personally, and Dante, I know we were just debating on this, but if you're putting a dog on a tie down, and I see a breeder that's putting these facilities 9 times out of 10, better yet, 99 out of 100 times, I'm buying a dog from this guy. It's just the facilities speak volumes.
Exactly. Es la presentación, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
The way you present yourself, it speaks volumes. I got to clean them up, but when people come here, eventually, when the puppies are born, you want to make sure that they're in a nice area, that they're taken care of, right? And I get, like, I understand the band dog philosophy, and even to counter, like, let's say, play devil's advocate, 2 meters by 2 meters is not that much if I kept them there all day versus, let's say, an 8-foot chain. They have more space in their diameter. That's what you could play devil's advocate, and you could say, hey, they got much more space, and I'm gonna let them out when they got to do their thing, to protect the property. You could come in and counter, but I would say, hey, you know what? They're under roofing, and they're only there when they need to be there for eating. Like, I'll just say adentro, and they go. They already know it's feeding time. Other than that, they have everything else, to themselves.
Well, that's excellent, and the beauty about it, because they are Rottweilers and they are work breed. You can literally let them out in that patio area that you're going to put grass on, and pretty much they could be defending once they have puppies. If you put the puppies in each particular cage area, you could have the parents roaming.
Exactly.
The area. So that's pretty nice setup you got there, man.
Thank you, sir. We're trying. I'm thinking about putting the other half that we have as a pea gravel. I'm thinking about putting that as concrete as well, because I don't know if you can see it.
Let me see.
That half is pea gravel and the other half is concrete. I don't know if you can see that well.
Yes.
When you got 7 and cleaning up all of that, I think it's going to be a hassle, to be honest. I don't want to deal with the hassle, so more than likely, I'm probably going to end up doing concrete for the other half as well. Probably.
Well, I mean, that's your call. I will tell you, the way you have it set up 50-50, I wouldn't do that, only because when the pebbles go over to the cement side, when the dog steps on it, it's going to hurt the bottom of their paw. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Either pea gravel or you just cement, but doing the 50-50 in that close of an enclosure, I don't know if I probably would have done it that way.
Okay, that's fair.
Thank you for sharing your facility, bro, and thank you for tuning in, bro, all the way from Nicaragua, man. Nothing but love for you.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Blessings, man. I'll keep on listening to y'all.
You got it. Man, Von Ragnar, man. Nothing but love. Kyle, do me a favor. Drop the link if anybody else wants to join us. Real quick, man, I have this guy that wants to say something real quick. Let me put him
Guys, real quick, let me talk to you about New Vet and New Joint Plus. This is a multivitamin. This is joint support. Many people out here have done before and after pictures showing you the improvement that this alone, brings to the table. If you're feeding kibble, if you're feeding raw, there could be some insufficiencies that are actually causing structural issues to your dog. Wouldn't you want to correct that? This is just it. The multivitamin that'll do it for you is New Vet and also joint support with New Joint Plus. I recommend both bottles. We're going to go ahead and leave a link in the descriptions below. Now let's get back to it.
And get back to it we shall. Let's check out the next picture, Dante. All right. So here we're seeing a setup where they got, I want to say, pea gravel to the left, and then they have grass to the right. And again, this is a wooden structure, but this one does have a roof above it. Is there anything you would change out of that particular picture?
I think it's wood chips in that on that left side. I don't know if that's pea gravel. It looked more like wood chips to me.
Hold on. Let me see. You're saying wood chips on the left? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Fair enough. Me personally, I just wouldn't do the wood chips. I just wouldn't. Why? Because dogs have a tendency to like to chew wood chips or wood or sticks. My dogs do all the time. So, you know, the dog, whether they're peeing and pooping on the grass side, sooner or later, they're going to pee and poop on the wood chips, or mistakenly step on the poop and then step on the wood chip and then eat it. And when they eat it, now you're exposing yourself to bacteria in the mouth that shouldn't be there. I don't know. What are you seeing in that particular setup?
Only thing I see missing is a doghouse, really. I like the setup. The wood chips, like you say, it's give or take. I think I still would test it out because, like I say, some dogs are more clean to chewing on wood and things like that, but some aren't. And I feel like if they aren't, I think that's a nice setup. It keeps the smell pretty fresh. It's a cheaper compost that you can replace, like Mr. Brown was just explaining as far as how he has to keep replacing that pea gravel. You know,
the pea gravel, yeah.
Right. It would be a cheaper expense as far as the wood. So I would try to keep it that way and would hope that my dog wouldn't take to, chewing on the
eating
wood.
it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that would be my main objection to it, would be my dogs wanting to eat on it. Also, if you notice on this particular structure, there's reinforcement on the top, to the sides, and on the bottom. So it's a complete rectangular reinforcement with pig wire or hog wire, better yet, which I find to be strong enough to have a big dog in there, no particular issues.
Right.
Brahman is saying, any advice on how to get my dogs to quit chewing on their wood doghouse? I'm going to turn it over to Dante on this, man. Dante, he's got a dog chewing on his doghouse. What do we do?
So I would say, depending on what age that dog is, if you haven't already started at a very young age as far as that dog, he's probably already locked into doing that. Usually what I do, I start very young to teach my pups what not to do as far as what to respect, as what not to chew on. That way I won't really run into that issue, down the line. Now, when I was younger and I didn't know the tip training and things on how to do it, I ran into these issues, and of course it would tear up doghouses. And that's kind of how I learned that the real way to fix it is just training a pup young, because like I said, once they get to a certain age, it's kind of already what they do.
All right, Dante, have you ever had to go to one of them sprays that makes the stuff taste bad for the dog, or maybe some hot sauce or something to that extreme?
I mean, I've heard about all of that, of course, because I have clients that have tried everything. But me personally, no, because like I say, I kind of learned it differently. So I didn't. One thing, I had a dog when I was young, and he used to get fed a lot of people food, and I was so young, of course, that I didn't have the authority to say, hey, you shouldn't feed that dog, scraps and things like that. So I kind of stayed away from things like hot sauce, or sprays, anything like that, because it could really mess up the dog if you give the dog something that they're not supposed to have.
Well, I'm going to tell you something crazy, bro. I actually gave some hot sauce to one of my dogs once just to see what they would do. I'm talking about just a little drop on the tip of my finger. This dude licked it up, looking at me like he wanted some more.
Right.
Like it didn't bother him. He wasn't slobbering, none of that stuff. I was slobbering, but not him, man. It was amazing. Sid 1026 says, what kind of flooring would you use if you have a septic system running through the backyard, I definitely would not use wood. Hear me out. I definitely would not use wood, even if the septic system is not spraying right on it, right? Because there are micro droplets in the environment, and wind is going to move that and push it around. And that stuff gets on the wood, you're going to have fungus all over the place. So I probably would go with rock, pea gravel, even cement. But I would not necessarily go with wood on that one. Do you agree with that, Dante?
When you break it down like that, I can't help but to agree, because when you think about it, that is completely true. And if you do anything otherwise, you're just gonna end up wasting your money, because you're gonna put that set up, and like you say, you're gonna have to replace it with the wood rotting out, the fungus coming, dogs probably getting sick, anything like that. That's just that's not a good look.
And not just the flooring itself. If you're looking at any one of these constructions, I would highly not recommend you have a septic system within, I don't know, man, I want to say a good 80 feet from it. Otherwise, you're going to be running into a world of hurt with what I just said. Let's see this next setup. I've seen this setup quite a bit here in Texas. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of hunting dogs here in Texas.
Right.
And this has got to be, in my personal opinion, one of the most efficient, cost-effective ways to be able to house dogs. What do you think about this particular setup?
To be honest with you, I like it.
Yeah, I do too.
I like it. I feel like it keeps the dogs very close. It's very, like I say, it's very cost efficient. It's very efficient on time when you have to deal with the dogs. Of course, we're having the concrete, of course, and it looks like it's a drainage system on the backside.
Yeah.
But of course, you can just pressure wash all the pee and the poop off into that drainage system and get that out of there, so you can clean it a lot easier.
One thing I would add to that, and it is for that drainage system that you're talking about, I would want a 3-degree angulation on that floor. Either way, wherever you're going to put the septic system, doesn't matter. You want that 3-degree, okay, so that when you're able to spray from here, everything is going to flow right down to it. That would be maybe the only thing. Also, I will say those barrels are very effective, but you must fill those barrels up. People have asked me all the time, what do you fill up those barrels with? Because I actually used them for quite a while. And what we were using at first was hay, but then what was happening is the dogs would go out whenever their paws would get wet. They would jump in there, and it started creating fungus. So the way we countered that was actually pine wood shavings that we buy in Tractor Supply for $5. That brings a natural oil. I believe that oil is thymol or something similar to thymol. And it's fungus can't grow on it whatsoever. And you put it in there, it smells real good. Yep. Dogs smelling like pine, running around. I mean, it's real fresh, and it's fungus resistant.
Got a question about that, about your barrels. Did you punch holes in the bottom?
The barrels?
Mm-hmm.
No, I did not. You're talking about for moisture?
Correct.
No. In fact, a barrel like that has plenty of aeration in order to dry whatever is there. With the amount of hay or even wood shavings we added on there, bro, the dog would have to be soaking wet, would have to jump in there 3 or 4 times in order for anything to leak at the bottom, if you know what I mean. Because it would just get absorbed by either the hay or whatever. But it's so exposed to air and the environment that it should be able to dry. At least that's what we found. Let's see what the comments are saying, man.
Cool.
Look at that. Coach Karen says that's a miniature horse setup right there. Good stuff. Maurice says he's late. Oh, man, you owe me 10 push-ups, bro. Get down. Give me 10. Brayman says, scared the taste bud stuff would kind of force them to stay away from it completely. He's referring to the hot sauce, I believe, that I was talking about earlier. Kyle's saying, for all the construction hands out there, 3 to 12 pitch would be fine. He's talking about the angulation on the flooring, or the slope. I guess that's what he's referring to. Coach Karen is saying pine pellets. I wouldn't do pine pellets, Coach Karen, even though I know it's got the oil. I feel that the wood shavings. Here's the thing about the wood shavings. Think about this, guys. Think about like a little potato chip made out of wood shaving, right? Whenever it gets wet, because it's got a large surface area, but it's really thin, it will dry faster. You see what I'm saying? Whereas the pellet has a tendency to absorb the whole thing and actually double in size. I can tell you because I tried it, and that's why I shied away from the pellets. But I maybe for a horse it'd be a different kind of deal, but for a dog that's going to be sleeping in there, I would probably stay away from that.
Would you use both?
No, I would go with the shavings. Like I said, pine wood shavings, it was like a day and night type of situation. When I was doing hay, all my dogs, they got that orangey film on their nails. They were getting fungal. I had 2 dogs that had ringworm. I had another one that was just breaking out. Changed it all to pine wood shavings. It was all gone within a month. Everything was gone. And you had that nice smell. It was really easy. Let's see here. My bad. What's up? Just got my first order. New vet Raul. Can't wait to see how it goes with my dogs. Do me a favor, guys. Take that before. Wait about a month. Take that after picture. Send them in, and we're gonna post them up here for everybody to see. All right, just like we did about a year ago with these pictures. I love to update them, man. But you guys get so excited.
Whoa.
Yeah, let me show you. Let me show you what New Vet did.
Whoa.
This was a matter of 18 days. Look at the picture on the left versus the picture on the right. Night and day. Same dog, only 18 days later. Guys, if you're out here feeding that cheap kibble, or even the expensive kibble for that matter, I keep saying that kibble, the way it's processed, okay, it denatures a lot of proteins and a lot of minerals that are going into that bag after they get cooked. They're not bioavailable, okay? So it's there, but you can't use it for nothing, okay? And then your dog starts borrowing from Peter to pay Paul inside of its bodily functions, right? And, New Vet, people may think I talk about it as a magic pill. It's not a magic pill, guys. It's just a multivitamin that has been cold pressed, has not been processed like kibble, and it becomes bioavailable for your dog to use. This is the reason why there's so much success for people that are getting New Vet, which is the green bottle, is a multivitamin, and New Joint, which is joint support. You cannot buy this stuff in stores, guys. You could go to newvet.com, and you need an ordering code. Otherwise, you can't order. Our code is 513237. And if you do auto renewal, you get an additional 13% off that should be able to help you with your shipping. So make sure to get it. Make sure to take a before and after picture. Let's get back to our topic here. How do you guys feel about these nice furniture looking crates for inside the house? Would this be something that you're willing to put a medium to large breed in, or would you only include this for smaller breeds? What would you do with something like this, Dante?
So I've had one. I know a couple of friends that had one. And I know a guy that builds a couple of them, and he can build them to the dimensions for a large dog and for small dogs. And it's perfect because it looks like a piece of furniture. So it looks like all the furniture that you already have. So it doesn't stick out as an eyesore in your living room or wherever you want to put it, in the hallway, wherever you want to put it. It doesn't stick out as an eyesore. And then it's something about the cover. Like usually if you buy like a regular crate from Walmart, you still have to put a cover on it sometimes to keep your dog kind of calm in there. But that wood the dogs are usually a lot calmer because it's already secluded and feels like a little den area. So I like it. I think people should think to do that more when they come to those type of ideas rather than, you know, the cheaper ones. And it's a lot more durable.
Yeah, it looks like a neat little thing to have, in my opinion. If you have, say, a Frenchie, a little Yorkie, something like that, I wouldn't necessarily want to put my boy Congo up in there. It looks completely uncomfortable to me. That's not to say that you can't make it bigger, right? You could change the dimensions on it, right? Right. I was just talking about that one in specific. Now, if you had like one for like a miniature horse, then yeah, definitely we could go ahead and put my boy Congo in there. We had a comment come in that I think we're both gonna want to jump on, man. And that is, and I just had it up here. Come on, man. Come on. I'm trying to find it. He was asking about dimensions, okay? Dimensions for, I just had the comment up. He was asking about what are the best dimensions. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, Kyle. Number love, bro. Yeah, what would you guys say is a good size space for setups like that per dog kennel area? So let me bring up a kennel area here. One of the pictures you had sent in. Bam, here we go. Kyle, take that comment down if you don't mind. So yeah, take it out. There you go. So as you're seeing here, this is pretty much an enclosure, an enclosed area where dogs could go inside and the environment is controlled. But then look at this run. I would dare to say, if I had to take a guess, I would say this is probably a 6 foot by 3 foot run. That's just my calculations. I mean, I could be off. Anybody's guess could be as good as mine. Me personally, I could tell you, I'm going to try to find a picture here of my setups, but we have 3 cages that are 8 by 10, and then we have 3 more cages that are 6 by 10. The 6 by 10 cages are meant for individual dogs. For example, if I have, say, my males, they probably would be set up in a 6 by 10. If I have a female with puppies, I would probably set her up on my 8 by 10. I feel that 8 by 10 gives the dog enough space for them to be able to interact and move. I don't want to see a dog have to take a step backward if it wants to make a right-hand turn because it doesn't fit. I agree with the 6 foot length. I don't agree with the 3 foot width. What are your thoughts on that, Dante?
I definitely agree with that. Like I said, my personal experience, my dogs outside right now, they're all in 10 by 10s. So, and for the same reasons that you said, I don't want to have a space or an area where that dog can't feel comfortable. And the 10 by 10s are for per dog, because I know he asked per dog. So that's what I have. It's a 10 by 10 kennel for one dog, and then another one for another dog, and then another one for another dog.
Hey, but 10 by 10, yeah. I can't. That's great.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's more than enough space. And then, like you said, you can see it on the dogs, you know what I'm saying? The fact that they can go over here and do their business and then have enough time to not step in it and can turn around and go lay over here, go play over here. And then their food or water bowl is like completely away from where they would be stepping in and things like that. So it's just more than enough space. They both have, they all have rules over the top of them. So no water gets in. The only thing I wish I did have was a drainage system. A setup like this, though, that you're showing on the screen, I like it because it does have that indoor access.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
You definitely need that. You definitely need that. I will say this, in all fairness, right? We're talking about for our American Bully XLs. So I mean,
correct.
we're talking about dogs that, you know, when you throw them in there, they gonna have a problem. They're not gonna fit in there, right? But in all fairness, that may very well be, say, a French Bulldog owner. The minute you go to a small breed, this is a perfect setup.
Perfect, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so,
I agree.
Yeah, so I'm just keeping that. I've seen a lot of these recently, and even though I really like the concept because the dog has the ability to be indoors and outdoors. I don't like the dimensions. I don't like the fact that you don't have a controlled environment. There's not an air conditioner or heating system. Hold on a second. We got Kyle cracking up over here. What you got, Kyle?
I think that's a rabbit house, bro.
That's a rabbit house. All right, Kyle. Soul biscuit. All right, man. Thanks for saying. Listen. All right, that's a rabbit house. But tell you what, I've seen things similar to this where dogs have been placed similar. Maybe the dimensions are a little bit bigger, but they're not as big as, say, something like this. This right here, for me, would be like the ultimate setup because you have that either, what is that? That could be wood chips, that could be sand, that could be pea gravel in the middle, and then you have the cement all the way around. The reason I really like this setup is because the pea gravel, the main drawback on pea gravel, and I know because I put pea gravel in mine, main drawback for me is the nails will grow. Okay, so you got to constantly be filing nails. Whereas in this particular setup, you have cement, right? So the dog is going to be on cement theoretically as much, or if not more, than he will be on the pea gravel / whatever, wood chips or whatever. And therefore, your nails are going to be nice and filed. I like the fact that the dogs could go inside. I like the fact that it's made out of metal. And if you look in the far left corner, I believe you can see a German Shepherd all the way over there. So this is definitely built for large breed. If you were to tell me what's the main drawback from this, if I was to tell you, Dante, what do you see as the main drawback? I see two main drawbacks out of this design. What do you think they are?
I don't know what they are for you, but what I see, I definitely don't see a drainage system for one.
Yeah, that's one of the two.
And I don't see, like, even though it's outside like that, I still will want at least when it comes out, at least about halfway for it to be covered.
Those are my two drawbacks. Right. I see no outside coverage whatsoever. So if the dog wants to, if it's a sunny day, for example, and the sun is beaming down, dog can't lay down and chill. It can't. It either has to be inside or it's screwed. And then I would have that slope that I was talking to you about, 3 degree, and then go ahead and have a drainage system. And this would just be perfect, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
I agree.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and see this next setup and tell me what you think right off the rip. Now, this is a very economical setup. What do you think about this, Dante?
I like this setup. This setup is similar to what I have now, what I was just explaining. Like I said, it's more than enough space. It has the roofing over it. It has the area where you can conveniently walk in and tend to each dog without each dog having to be out. But it still has the access to where you can open all the gates and you can let all the dogs out. This setup like this, this is like I say, it's good on the pockets, and it's good for the dogs. In my opinion, it's enough shade. You got the dog houses sitting on raised platforms. You got the pea gravel. You can change it up or what you want to put in there as well. I mean, I like it.
Look, man. Look, you said something when we started the show, and you said for economic reasons we're gonna go with tie downs because it's just gonna make life cheaper, right? But straight up, you can't tell me like this is a good setup. I would say this entire setup could probably run you anywhere between $2,000 to $3,000 max. Mm-hmm. And bro, that's pretty freaking cheap, bro. That's pretty cheap. The dog has the space, doesn't have to be tied 24 hours a day. You see where I'm coming from? I would take this any day over this. This is more for a temporary basis. Would you agree with me on that?
I still think you could. This setup is better than the tie-up setup but I still think it's cases where you can use the tie-out situation for permanent basis still.
Man, you hard-headed, bro. Man, you hard-headed. Nah, none but love, bro. If that's what you believe in, that's what it is. How about this? Would you say this crate is appropriate size for this dog? And is there anything missing in that crate?
For a dog of that size, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I would think so, because with the picture looking like how it is with that dog just laying down in there, look like it has enough space and like it's comfortable. It's not crammed in there. Anything missing? It would depend. I usually tell clients don't leave anything inside crates. No toys, no food, no water. But some people would think otherwise.
Why would you not enlighten me? For example, I have what are those bones? Nyla bones, right? I have big old Nyla bone for Congo, right? He's crate trained. Why would you not leave that in the crate with him?
Because an accident can happen at any moment. You don't want that dog to be in there for some reason. A chunk came off that bone that's too big for him that he didn't realize, and he gets it in his throat and he can't get it unlodged, and you not be there or you not know what's going on at the time. And if he's choking in silence, you're not going to hear it, so you're not going to know to get to him quick enough, and you're going to think he's okay because, like you just said, he's crate trained. So you know for a while he's been all right. But it might just be that one moment where something could just go wrong, and I would never want to chance that with anybody. And I always tell clients, no toys, no bones, like I say, no bowls, no anything like that, because you don't want to run into any
But
accidents.
then my question to you is, couldn't the dog choke on that same Nyla bone that he broke a piece off at any other time?
Yep, and you should only give your dogs bones when it's supervised. I don't agree with anybody giving a dog.
That's what I wanted to hear. That's what I wanted to hear.
Most definitely. I think,
So,
if you feed your dog rawhide, any type of chew toy, anything, it should only be under supervision. That's what it's for. It's like, would you let your kid get on the monkey bars and they're young and not watch them at the park? No, it's supervision. You have to watch over them to make sure everything's going to be okay, just in case something does go wrong.
Listen, Infamous is saying crate needs a bed. Would you put a bed in there?
Depends on the dog, because you still run into the same issue. Some dogs tear up
Tear
old
it up.
stuff.
You
Yep.
need it.
Right.
And I had that happen with Congo, believe it or not, man. Yeah, and that's why there's no beds in there. And the only reason he gets a bone is because if he doesn't get a bone, he is going to whine all night long, and there's no way you're going to sleep. And so
he outsmarts you.
No, Mrs. Fagundes pretty much told me one or two things is going to happen.
Gotcha.
You're either going to give the dog a bone or you're going to be sleeping in the sofa with the dog with you. So, I made my decision. But no, you're absolutely right. You should be supervising when you're giving any of that. Tip of gratitude, sign up, got membership, put it on my primary account. Number love, man. Thank you.
Nice.
Number love, man. Jeremiah saying that crate is okay for training, short term only. I agree. My boy Congo, he sleeps in his crate, only sleeps. During the day, he's pretty much out. We use the crate because that's how I housebreak my dogs inside of the house. And also, for example, today we got a package. And so I have a French bulldog I bought for my daughter. We got a package from Amazon. This package was set by the door like I normally do. And when I went to buy something, when I came back, the package was shredded to pieces. Just the outside packaging, not the content, thank God. Otherwise, Miss Fagundes would, oh man, I wouldn't want to be one of them dogs. But anyways, when I come back in, there's Congo looking at me, and there's little Bunny, my now new Frenchie, looking at me, and I'm like, which one of you two did it? I don't know which. I mean, I went to the camera and saw who it was, but my whole point was, my reaction was, who did it? And it's funny because there's a study that says that dogs don't feel remorse. Well, let me tell you, Congo was walking like this, nice and slow, tail between the legs, straight into his crate. So I had an inkling as to who did this. When I go to the camera, it was amazing. Little French bulldog tore the thing to pieces, and Congo went and nibbled on one little piece. And he felt remorse when I came through the door. So just an amazing, amazing situation throughout.
That's funny.
Yeah, man. Dupree says my boy Ace is a big chewer, so I leave him a really durable rubber toy. By the way, what would you say is the most durable rubber toy? I already know what the answer is. I'm just setting up the assist so you could dunk. What would you say is the most durable toy for your dogs?
I haven't seen one yet. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
I haven't seen one. I done bought some expensive toys. I done bought the non-breakable, non-shred, everything, and I'm talking about with multiple dogs now. Not just one dog, but I've tried multiple toys, and I haven't found the toy out there yet. That's always been one of my things, actually. I would want to create the most literally durable toy. What is the material that you could use that a dog can literally chew on all day? And see, I thought the Kongs were good.
The black one. The black one.
No go.
All I'm saying is they're the most resistant. That's all I'm going to say. The black one. Yeah, they're the most resistant. Now, I've had dogs like, for example, Genesis, may she rest in peace. She would go through whatever it was. It didn't matter. She would just sit there and gnaw on this thing for 8 hours. It was her mission to prove to me that there was no such thing as a toy that was indestructible.
Right.
And then Fireball's right behind her. Go figure. Tip of gratitude, I had the same issue. That's why I use this now. Not sure what he's talking about. A brick. A brick. Okay, let me bring Kyle. He's my translator. What are they saying?
Hey, what we were talking about was the plastic under the bed. They could chew up that dang plastic crate thing. I've had it happen.
Really?
You gotta train them. And those black Kongs, man, they last about 6 months, 3 to 6 months. Now I got one here.
Well, that's a Fireball and Jenny daughter. Yeah, she gonna tear it up within a week. I get it, bro.
Definitely Genesis daughter. Let me tell you.
Yeah, State 1026 says bullies break everything. No toy I have used. That's
Agreed.
They got jaws on them, man. Yes, if you got more than one, will tell on itself. With mine, they do that. All right, Kyle, I'm gonna push you back real quick. Infamous saying my pup destroyed her black Kong ball last week. Yeah, they will eventually get to it, but it's the best lasting toy I've seen. 1 hour, if that, from my girl Haha. He's talking about Xena. Dupree Anders, he's had his same durable toy since he was 8 months. He's 15 months now. It's time to get a new toy. And still hasn't damaged it no matter how long. It's the black boomerang. Thank me later. The black boomerang. Okay.
That's new.
Yeah, I never thought about that. What about trailer mats? That's kind of plastic-like. They would tear it up, I would think.
Yeah.
Anything plastic or rubbery,
She's gonna stick into it.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Hold on a second, guys. I got this guy. He keeps
guys, real quick, let me talk to you about New Vet and New Joint Plus. This is a multivitamin. This is joint support. Many people out here have done before and after pictures showing you the improvement that this alone brings to the table. If you're feeding kibble, if you're feeding raw, there could be some insufficiencies that are actually causing structural issues to your dog. Wouldn't you want to correct that? This is just it. The multivitamin that'll do it for you is New Vet and also joint support with New Joint Plus. I recommend both bottles. We're going to go ahead and leave a link in the descriptions below. Now let's get back to it.
All right. Yeah. George Barron saying the Kong ball is great. Coach, she's coaching us again, bro. She's letting us know that the mats are too heavy. So the dogs can't get around and tearing it up. I don't know. If it's too heavy, they're not going to lift it. They're going to bite it from above, I would think. But then again, Coach, I've never really tried it, so I'm only talking from theory. Yeah. Tip of gratitude says, Infamous, yeah, I noticed the other account wasn't sending messages. That's why I started using this one. Oh, I wonder why, man. Brayman Bull says, I've got rubber horse mats in the bottom of my outdoor kennels, and they're working perfect so far. Look at that. You see, Coach,
I got a question about that.
Coach, you need to come on live, Coach, because you know way more than people give you credit for. What you got, Dante?
I would ask him, what about the moisture that may get up under the mats? How does he deal with that when he does the clean?
That's a good point. That's a good point. I would just, the way I would do it, if you have mats in there, I would flip them every day. That's what I would do. It would make sense. And I would even take it a step further, since you're talking about the moisture. Maybe have some sort of powder, like sand, something underneath.
Barn lime.
Yeah, something. And then on that sand, I would put gravel on top of that, where air could seep in and seep out, and that would counter the moisture there. That's how I'd probably go around that. Zena says plastic crates last a while for chewing, but I always make sure she doesn't swallow anything. Okay, yeah. Coach is laughing at us, man. She's schooling us. Kyle saying you've cut it the perfect size, and those mats are very thick and they're flat, so they can't start biting. All right, Kyle. All right. Brahman is saying it's setting on top of the pallet, so it gets air under it. There you go. They too heavy to flip every day. Okay. It's even heavy for a human to flip.
Makes sense.
I get it. But listen, guys, we're coming to the end of the show. We both Dante and I have agreed on several things. We've disagreed on several things. Now's a good time for you guys to head over to our community tab on this page and vote. Did Dante take it this week, or did I take it this week? And even though Hollywood is not in there, you could always drop a comment if you want to give this guy if you want to give him some love.
Watch, I'm gonna get at least 15%.
I believe it, man. I believe it. But
those horse mats are like, I want to say, an inch thick, and they're super heavy, bro, because they're horses that are going.
So they're somewhat like wrestling mats. Then the one that you got to roll.
I know what you're talking about. They're the same as boxing mats, but no, these are like horse trailer mats, and they're like this thick, and you're not flipping that thing every day. I'm telling you.
Well, listen, Hollywood, go ahead and sign us off, bro.
It's your boy Hollywood Holland, your boy in the back at the queue, and we're catching you on the next one.
Dante.
Yeah, it's Dante, man. It's been a great night, a great show. Y'all stay tuned for next week as well. I'll see y'all next week for the Win.
You know it. Hey, guys, you already know. We're here every Thursday at 8 p.m. We hope the information that we've been able to debate on and talk about is something that's been able to help you. We're expecting you here next week at 8 p.m. It's been Raw from the Q, catching you on the next one.
Hill science. It's veterinary approved. What did Raoul say about hill science? God?
No, it's Raul from the Q. And obviously you didn't watch my dog food review video. You would have known that is the one food I would never recommend. I went ahead and left you a link in the description, so check it out.
I'm just gonna walk away.
Our alpha female Kadabra likes to play rough with all the puppies. Today she decided she will ruffle Daisy Duke's feathers. I purposefully allow this so that each dog sets their limits with the other. This helps set limits going forward, which will prevent problems in the future. Kadabra clings to Daisy Duke's ears in order to